Here are some of the papers we've got for you this morning. We'll start with New Telegraph. Fubara-Wike crisis worsens as court stops CBN from releasing allocations to Rivers. That is a big lead on the front page here today. The rider says Governor's 2024 budget not passed by appropriate House of Assembly. Well, the second rider reads, "Don't put Rivers State on fire," Atiku tells judiciary as mixed reactions greet judgment. Nigerian Tribune is next here this morning. Fubara talks tough. Atiku warns as court stops CBN from releasing allocation to Rivers. Well, the rider here says defection. Court strikes out pro-Wike lawmakers suit against INEC, PDP, others. So that is the lead here. Beneath this lead story, fresh controversies over northern governors' opposition to tax reform bills. But above this lead story, Ipman replies Dangote marketers spend days at your refinery unable to load petrol. That's the Nigerian Tribune. The Guardian's perspective, Fubara-Wike face-off, new twist as Rivers stakeholders fault allocation suspension order. That is a big one right there. The Daily Times, Atiku to judiciary. Don't set Rivers on fire as court stops CBN from releasing monthly financial allocations to Rivers government. Your policy is killing Nigerians, PRP tells Tinubu wants president to rethink playing IMF World Bank script on fuel subsidy currency devaluation. That story you find at the bottom strip of the Daily Times this morning. Nigerian News Direct, cabinet reshuffle. Senate approves Tinubu's 7 ministerial nominees as total ministerial count hits 48. Daily Independent is a different lead story, but in Port Harcourt as well. Crashed helicopter debris yet to be found 1 week after. It's an embarrassing situation for Nigeria, Creek. We're not prepared for such rescue in aviation, Badamasi. The last of the rider here says, Malaysia Airlines plane debris not found 10 years on, ascribed to Sanusi. The Blueprint's perspective here, the lead story, 2023 electoral offenders. INEC tackles Serap, says, we're not in contempt of court. Allegations flat in the face of facts at public domain. Well, they also have this story above this lead story. 1 month after Lagbaja's absence, Tinubu appoints Oluyede acting chief of army staff. No inch of military training area under bandits' control in Niger. That's ascribed to Defense Headquarters, probably responding to an earlier narrative about that one there. Daily Trust, Dangote marketers in fresh row over sale of petrol. We're ready to buy from private refinery, but ascribed to marketers. Nigerians demand fuel price reduction availability. Well, they also report this. Tinubu appoints Oluyede acting chief of army staff. That you also see. The leadership leads with constitutional amendment, bill for traditional rulers' role funding ready. Governors, monarchs meet in Aso Rock, seek support. So there you go. The Business Day, Nigeria expects swift resolution on Shell Renaissance deal. That's the perspective you find there. So those are some of the headlines this morning.
Well, those are the papers this morning. Quite a lot going on. I think one of the things that stood out for me yesterday really was the appointment of Major General Olatunbosun as substantive chief of army staff, and our prayers are with Tauri Lagbaja wherever he is. I hope he gets better and resumes duty. And of course, the nature abhors a vacuum, so someone has to be in there. So yes, as Major General Olatunbosun gets in, we wish him all the best, and our prayers are with all of you in the Nigerian Army. You have our full support here at Channels Television. But I want to be able to talk about this story here from the Nigerian Tribune. Quite a lot going on there, but this story about this Abia lawmaker, he was granted bail yesterday, 500,000 naira, over the alleged assault. That's how it's alleged, because he pleaded not guilty to those charges yesterday. you know, while I don't want to be able to really just talk about it, you can get more on the details of it from page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. There are a lot of lessons to be learned from this situation. Most important of that lesson is the concept of leadership and service. You see, as leaders, you are called to serve. And as much as you have power and authority, you have all of those things. You have the backing of your people because you were voted into office. It's important that the concept of service be at the back of your mind at all times in all of your dealings. I always like to say that government is not just normal. You know, there's a reason why you are government and we are the people, even though the people make up government. But you see, government adds on you a responsibility. And it's a clarion call to all those in authority. The concept of service should be at the back of your mind in all of your communications, whether you're talking to a boat driver or the president, whether you're talking to a security man or you're on air, whatever it is you're doing, always have at the back of your mind that you are called to serve. And there's a humility that comes with that concept of service. It comes naturally if you actually are serving, you know. But that high-handedness, the idea that you are on top of everyone, don't let that get you to where you forget that you are called to serve these people that you lead. It's a very important lesson, and one that I hope a lot of people in government take very seriously. And also pertinent to note that our country is different. It's no more a situation where you can say things and do things and get away with it. Somebody has a camera somewhere and they are recording you. You can avoid a lot of embarrassment if you just have the concept of service at the back of your mind and do what's right. That's my take this morning. Chamberlain, what are you looking at?
I'm thinking about what happened before that video.
We don't know.
Before that part that was released.
We have no idea what happened before. All we have now is word of mouth, what this person said and what that person said. But unfortunately, that was the actions that we saw. We don't know the build-up to the thing. Whatever the build-up is, you have no right to hit anyone. You have no right to hit anyone. You shouldn't be thinking like that as a person, whether you're in government or not. But especially if you're in government, you should always have your hands in your pocket. Try not to touch people. You know, it's a very important lesson, and one that I hope a lot of people learn from.